Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. So I thought take a little break from the stream earlier on, and well, we're going to go ahead and play some Civil War here. The game looks pretty damn interesting. I did have a quick look at the game earlier on today, but I thought we'll go through, just give it a go, just try out the CSA campaign, and just take it from there, really. Now, I believe the game does come out on, is it the 20th or 24th of August? And it's a little while, so we do have a good chance to actually get to learn how to play the game together, which is pretty awesome. I do love the actual main menu. It's actually superb. I was actually trying to find where the music is in the actual game file so I could play it all the time. I'm going to have to try hard and find that. I am going to have to quickly share a link here, so we'll get going in just a momento. It's going to be a lot of fun, ideally. This is it. I'm hoping that there's going to be a good few knowledgeable people out there to actually help inform me when it comes to the American Civil War. I don't want to actually get anything wrong here, and it could be very useful information. I think we might... We'll take a look, actually, whether or not we go for like an historical CSA. We might even change it up and actually go for something a little bit different. I love that we have the option. But it's going to be really intriguing, actually, because we do have a number of options of what we can do here. It's like, for example, we can really try to play like a bit of a chance game and essentially like try and force the Union to declare, to raise their forces before we do, and then that'd definitely help us out. Okay, just a moment here. And yeah, the only issues with it being Unity, it can be a little bit tough there. How you doing there, Alexander? Good to have you, my friend. Indeed. Hooray for Dixie. Right, we'll take a look. I'm playing the game in windowed. Ideally, that does help performance. But what I'm going to do here, then, is I'm going to reduce the actual... It's a very interesting slider, I'm not going to lie. Beta is beta. There we go, we had a remix there. We'll go ahead and we'll take a look at that then. It would be nice to have more options in the future, but I imagine after the beta we will probably have things like that. Let me go ahead, can I... Yeah. Damn, I wish there was like a windowed borderless. Actually, I'm going to go into full screen then, make sure it works properly. Right, there we go, shoots that up there. Yes, beautiful footage. It really is genuinely beautiful footage, and I do like that. And so here we are then, so we do obviously have the Union, we do have the Confederacy over here. Now, so with the historical setup, we do have the Old Dominions over here, so to make sure Virginia will support the secession and eventually join the Confederacy, the Confederate capital cities moved from Montgomery to Richmond. Set from Montgomery, Atlanta to Richmond, Virginia. And it's rather intriguing, actually. I just love the fact that we have it before the war begins. That's what I love. I like that. I really do like that. Hopefully you guys will as well. So I think what we'll do then is we'll go ahead and we'll try the game historically, and then we can actually try it from the future. We do have an 1862 start over here, which I didn't actually take a look at last time, but that's pretty cool. We actually do have... Yeah, I mean, this is you take a look over here. Morale obviously changes. Size of the armies over here, so that is the amount of men in reserve, well, in the mobilized pool, I suppose you could say. Definitely a different situation where you can see the Confederacy has increased in size, as we do have a few more states swing over to our banner. But we're going to be going from spring 1861. We also do see Abraham Lincoln here, which is pretty cool. It's going to be fun. Spring 1861. Let's go ahead and see how things go there. I mean, what an image. Wow. That's like a hell of an image. Hell of an image there. It does make me want to be history there. Oh, it does make me want to actually learn more about the American Civil War. It's been a while. It's been a while. How you doing there, Pixel? Good to have you, my dude. Okay. Oh, that's intriguing, Ben. The natives have created strong sympathies for the Southern Rebellion. With Southern influence, Indian territories introduced slavery. Most tribes agreed to support Confederacy in the Civil War. Recruitment from Indian Territory is possible, okay. And we are without machinery, without means, and threatened by a powerful opposition. But I do not despond, and I will not shrink from the task imposed on me. Very nice words there. Right, so we'll take a look at the situation. I'd love to watch that again, but it's very long, but still awesome. Okay, so, there we go. Let's go ahead and get used to using the do-ways indeed. The performance of the game is a little bit finicky right now, so ideally things like that will improve in the near future. But we'll go ahead and give it a go. We should be alright. Now, let's see. We'll zoom back out here. I do love the music. I genuinely love the music. And amazingly, the game, it wasn't copyrighted. Like, the actual video was not copyrighted. Like, holy moly, did not expect that. So, what we need to do then is take a look at this. We have not, obviously, entered into warfare against the Union, nor has the Union entered into warfare against us. So that works well. We do have a number of garrisons here to work, which is pretty nice for us. That works well. Yeah, I love that Sun music, man. It's great in general. Okay. Next army. Construct new ships there if I so wish to do so. Yeah, it does look really rather intriguing. That's what I wanted to do earlier on. It's not a great video that I did earlier on. But what I wanted to show to people is just what the game looks like. And I think that's really important because I've always been like that myself in the past. Like, I'm like, okay, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. I really want to see what the game actually looks like though. Like this dev's last game. Oh, is it the 7 Years' War? Yeah, I was thinking, you know what reminds me of 7 Years' War? I'm thinking, yeah. Oh, no wonder then. Same developer. That's awesome there. Really, really awesome. Okay. Now, if we take a look at our finances over here, then, so we do have tariffs over here. We have our sales income, so let's take a look over here. So we have our tariffs. And tariffs are charged for imported goods, increasing their costs, and this may lead to lower corporate profits and higher inflation. That is our estimated per year. The game's actually running here in the background, so we'll leave that there. I don't want to have things run on too much. Didn't realise it was even running, that might explain the performance there. Okay, we have our sales tax revenue over here. So sales tax is charged for all goods transaction and leads to lower trading capacity and goods flow. Excuse me there. Let me get comfortable here. I need to get a new chair. New chair would be nice. Let's see then. So we do have the income tax. We do have the corporate tax over here. The UI is incredible, but there's nobody doing history. Well, that's it, isn't it? It really is genuinely very nice. There's a lot of attention that's been paid to it, which is really nice. I do like that. Like, even this here looks like leather bound. You can see that it's actually been stitched over here, which is nice. I like that. The only gripe I have is I'd like the UI to be a little bit larger. If I could scale it a little bit, that'd be nice. But it's one of those things you get used to, I suppose. So we do have our land sales over here. It's really intriguing actually regarding the economy because we do want to actually increase the prosperity of our southern peoples, but we do need to be able to finance the war. And where that we might be able to do this is potentially to tax the corporate sectors here. The tax is calculated out of the company profits. High corporate taxes reduce the attractiveness of corporate agglomeration. I can't pronounce that right now. Oh god, I can't say it right now. And expansion, as well as the private income of entrepreneurs. Estimated per year. Can't speak today. Yeah, so income is charged on personal incomes. Revenues are high if the public wealth is high, but this tax reduces public support and wealth over time. I mean, that's the very interesting thing is actually, do we want to do that? I think what we'll do then is we'll take the finances into our own hands and we'll take a look at how we can manage things. And if we take a look over here, we do have the administration, we have the subsidies here. I'm going to have things just tick on by because I don't think it's going to actually hurt to have anything like that. You can see that the game is moving 3 minutes at a time, which is actually rather intriguing. Let's see, I want to get a real sense of what's going on here. Right, okay, let's take a look. So, Jefferson Davis has been inaugurated, president for 6 years. The Confederacy seizing U.S. property, state militias mobilizing, Confederate States Army being formed. So, Jefferson Finish Davis, a United States Senator from Mississippi until January 21st, 1861, and a decorated veteran of the Mexican War, has been inaugurated as the first president of the Confederate States of America over a term of 6 years. Davis, who was a West Point graduate from the class of 1828, has served as the 23rd U.S. Secretary of War from 1853 to 1857 under President Pierce, and is well aware that the South lacks the military and naval resources necessary for defense of the war. Davis has been actively promoting slavery and has been willing to expand it further, including providing funding to Cisco Lopez and his expeditions to Cuba. Upon hearing about the secession of his home state, Mississippi, Davis is said calling it Santa's Davis Live. Now, under his leadership, the Confederacy has taken steps to improve security, with militia seizing federal property, including mints, armories, forts. The fortifications are still held by the U.S. Army garrisons in Confederate territory are now in Davis's sights, with every chance of escalation if the garrison refuse to yield. If the garrisons refuse to yield. Oh, God. I take it that font's a little bit hard for me, but you got to get there. Yeah, the extra little details of newspaper stories are well done. They are indeed. Okay. Now, I do need to figure out where the music is so I can keep it running. Sometimes it seems to stop, which is a bit of a shame. So if we take a look over here, then we do actually have our finances being calculated here. Yeah, the Victoria 2 newspapers are fun. Only issue is you just stop reading them after, like, the first one. First couple, maybe. So we do have our land sales over here, then. We do have the corporate sales, we have income. I think we might have to consider that. We're going to have to look over here to our subsidies, then. So we do have the politics over here. We do have diplomacy set alone. We have industry over here. Let's see, industry is going to be very vital. Benefits for heavy industry, boosting productivity and profitability. We have agriculture, which is obviously high there. Benefits for farms and plantations, boosting productivity and profitability. Transportation, aids a very interesting one. Trade, war. Currently, we're not doing anything right now, but it might be due to that we have our auto-managed finances turned off right now. You can see that the revenue is 22.79 there. Okay. Now the date is February 24th, so we're about here right now. Yeah, I mean that's it, isn't it really? Okay. So the total expenses here, then we can see that administration, we have subsidies here, which is also this is the subsidies. We have the army upkeep, so I could potentially reduce the spending here on subsidies. The administration is always going to be expensive. We can do things about that. And we can actually do things about that during the policy decisions here. Let's see. But historically accurate, the ones that they picked. That's pretty cool. Well, that's it, isn't it, really? Yeah. And it's a different kind of writing, isn't it? It's a different style, different font of writing to what we were used to. If you're used to it, then you'll be able to read it significantly easier. So, we do have King Colton over here, which is very useful. Strengthens the agricultural effort to increase production in farms and plantations, which is always very useful. Hey, didn't have hedge? Hey, this doesn't have these in front. Well, the other day we were in ancient Greece, so things change. Now, you could go for King Colton. We do have a good few choices over here, then. So we do have diplomacy. And we have the industrialization over here. The Militia Act. The Militia Act is interesting. The President of the Confederate States has the authority to call in the militia to form the Provisional Army. This act will allow recruiting volunteer units with a 1-year contract. We do want to make the Union blink first and actually raise their militias. I want to force the Union to do that. It actually helps us significantly in terms of actual diplomacy regarding our relations with the Europeans. How you doing then, Mike? Good to have you. Yeah, folks, I read a lot of 19th century handwriting. Well, that's it, exactly. We need to go for the government funded men. With economic policies, the nation's credit rating has improved and new acts of funding the war effort are made available. We do need to be able to fund the war. Yes, I do have a video out on. I had about a 2.5 hour stream. It's a good game. It's got that complexity there, which I like. It just needs to be polished off. Just needs some polishing. So we have King Colton here. Now let's see. We do have military 1 here. Policies with military focus allow more subsidies to boost recruitment, security, and trade war effort. They also offer reorganization of the nation's military, increasing military capabilities. I do have the arming of civilian ships here. An act allowing the government to purchase civilian ships to bolster the navy. The steamers will be armed and put into service, while more ships will be available faster. The training fleet will be hit and transport capacity of the ports will be reduced. Allows building of 4th, 3rd, and 2nd-rate steamers with very low cost. That's really intriguing, actually. We do have a number of different ways we could potentially take that. I mean, I'm complaining, so yeah. It's a bit difficult, but it's worthwhile. So we do have diplomacy over here. This would actually allow me to import the Enfield rifle, potentially. But I think we do need to absolutely focus on foreign intervention here. I mean, this is it. I'm going to be going for a strategy of forcing the Union to blink first and really, really trying to play up the cause to the European powers, essentially. Now, let's see. King Colton here. Yes, European relations will improve. Well worthwhile. Industrialization would be fantastic, but I'm going to go for the government funding here. Though saying that, maybe that's not right now. Hey, doing that, Alex? Good to have you, my friend. What we're going to do then is we're going to cancel the government funding for the time being. I'm going to focus upon the... Well, actually, no, I've got the military over here. I'm going to cancel military. Let's cancel military. I don't think I ever chose military, but we'll cancel military. Right, so we've got the... we'll go for... Right, I've got one here. We'll go King Cotton. We're going to go industrialization. What we're going to do then is try to build a BLeAcHACiD economy, obviously I say here, but we're also going to try to pander to our European powers out there. I think we can actually try and bring up some sympathy here. And that would be quite nice. I'm trying to remember which bloody button is. Get rid of it now. There we go. There is naval stuff and railroads in this, right? I remember seeing a screenshot. Yes, indeed. We'll be able to take a look at that, which will be quite fun. So basically, we're pulling a Bismarck with the Union being France. And the game is not yet available. I do have access to a beta version of the game here. The game will be released on the 24th, I think it is, of August. I can't remember the exact date. But it's not too far away from being released, actually. But at least we get to take a look and we get to play it together, which is always fun. Well, I mean, this is it. We'll be able to learn. Put the game through its paces. Right, okay. Yeah, I'd love to see like a Napoleonic version of this. That'd be really intriguing. But you could do quite a lot with it. Or imagine like a warlord era China game. That'd be really intriguing. That would be very interesting. Let's see. We need to figure out how we're going to do this. What I'm going to do then is actually allow some time to tick on by. I'm just going to get an idea of how things look. Because right now, army upkeep is here. We don't have anything to spend in for the navy upkeep. I don't have anything for the trade war here. The trade is going to be really quite important, but we're not being blockaded right now, so I don't need to do anything per se with that. Transportation is very interesting. We do have the industry here. We do have diplomacy. Politics would be quite intriguing. We have civil order here. What I need to go ahead and do then is take a look at our support. Ah, there we go. Got the music again. Excellent. I wish it would be playing all the time. That'd be nice. What I'm going to do here then is if I go ahead... Is it this one which am I looking for? Here we go, front lines. Right, so we'll put this one on over here. Yeah, any 19th century war would be very fun. Italian unification, that'd be cool. That would be quite cool. Right, so we can see over here that we have our front lines established. Intelligence... Yeah, so obviously we have more intelligence in our own sectors, I suppose you could say in our own states. Workforces, we can see that there are more workers in the north, as would be imagined. Slavery obviously more prevalent down here in the south, but there's still quite a concentration of slavery down here, actually. I wonder if that's actually due... Is that support, perhaps? Or is that literally just slavery? Yeah, it's very low support over here in Maryland. But North Virginia, Kentucky, not much support there. Let's see, support... Okay. Ooh, typing rebellion. Yeah, that'd be interesting. So, Indian Territory over here, then. We do have Arkansas over here. 75%. So these are currently within the Union. We do have Missouri over here with 40%. Okay. Yeah, these states over here, not much way of support. But it's not bad over here in Kansas. Michigan, no, not really. Ohio, nah. Yeah, these states are essentially never going to happen. These states can be won, though. They could be won. Trade and supply. So we can see where the actual trade and supply is moving. So obviously the river here is going to be absolutely. Like the Mississippi River, Jesus Christ, is an absolute vital artery. And it is very important actually that we do control the Mississippi River. And that's what I love about this game, is that actually becomes really very important. So what we're going to go ahead and do then is we're going to go down here. Or not. Turn this. Okay. Let's see. Right, we'll zoom in here. Get right down. There we go. Game performance is a little bit strange at the moment in time. It will get better. So I do have Cairo here. But in mind, I do have the graphics settings actually altered. It looks like things actually do pop in here. Beta is beta, by the way, so yes, there will be issues. Let me go ahead and turn off... Oh, telegraph would be intriguing to see. We'll have all those options on there. I've got this option here. Interesting, why am I saying that? Pause. Ah, know what I wanted to do. I think I'm looking over here. Map text. Right, map borders. There we go. We have that up now. Okay. Right, there we are. Back down. Right, so we have Columbus over here. Yeah, it seems like a lot of these things actually pop up. I'd like them to be permanently up there, to be honest. That's kind of like for me. Yeah, some pop is going to be expected indeed. Right, Evansville. Let's zoom out a little bit. Actually, I don't need to get down to that sort of level, but it's nice to see. You can see all the rail lines, which is incredible. So we have Cairo over here. Right, here we go. That's what I was looking for. St. Louis is what I want to be looking towards. And that's a very important city because we do have the conflicts of the rivers here. I mean, that's pretty impressive there. It's a large city too. We do have over here the ferry. There's a coal mine out here. The armory is very important there. Yep. We have factories here as well. Let's see. Yep, so artillery, ammunition, horses, uniforms, and weapons. Very, very important for us. I mean, as far as I'm aware, I'm going to stick in this view. I like this view. I do like this view. So let's go ahead and take a look then. So, production. Let's go ahead and see what we have. Right. So the value of our production there is somewhat increased, which is nice. Efficiency is good. Workforce, okay. So building levels, so that's the level of our industries. We could actually start the game with like a specific alteration to the actual history, like an alternate history. We would actually have a south with like a more established industry, which is quite interesting. Yes, there is the 1861 start date so far. There's also an 1862 start date. I'm going to try it. Well, this is the first time trying it. When in 1861, of course. Alright, let's see. So what we're going to find out then is our, well, just armory capability. What do we actually have? What have we captured? And we would be able to capture more in the future, but that's something that I can try for. So let's see here. Do I have armories as a specific thing? I've not seen it, but I imagine it will count as a... Is it going to count as a foundry, perhaps? I don't have any foundries right now, so I'm going to say no. Ironworks, it might count as actually as just a factory. Right. Let's see. So these are what they produce then. So we have the Ordnance Works over here. Now you are producing company production per annum. What is this? We have provisions, clothing, uniforms, and gunpowder. So they appear to actually set up their own production. This is producing uniform, textile, food, gunpowder. Is it literally the same thing but just in a different order? It's literally the same thing but just in a different order. I was thinking, wait a minute. That seems really familiar. Okay, so we have the ironworks that produce these. Okay. Right, so we have weapons, small arms, artillery, and steel. Okay. Right now I'm not producing anything. This is their value. That's their corporate tax. Right. So this is it, essentially. I'm going to have to try and be hands-off regarding the taxes to try and increase the amount of industry we have out here. What we might actually want to go ahead and do is try to just, I don't know, encourage more, if we can. So that might be a good idea for the subsidies. I could potentially put more subsidies in towards the industry. Agriculture is an interesting one. Now, tariffs, let's see. Trade is going to be quite important, but this is it. Trade's going to become difficult. Hey, didn't that Bleach? Good to have you, my dude. Yeah, I thought we'd actually go ahead and try it out again. We actually don't have an army established yet, which is interesting. That one we'll have to read about, actually. Yeah, I got in there just a little bit earlier than THG, but he had a stream in there. And I thought, you know what? I might as well get the stream in now. Like, you know, like left, right hook. Yeah, I was just totally up his street. I imagine he must have loved it. Now, let's see. Oh, the gold mines. Oh, that's fantastic then. So we actually do have gold mines. And they are quite literally gold mines. That's awesome there. Yeah, I came out at the right time, right? Amazing to see some new devs trying new things. Well, that's it, isn't it, Pixel? No, I do agree there. I do absolutely agree. Very much like that. Right, okay. This is not the screen I'm looking for. This is the screen I'm looking for, which is the actual goods and trade. So let's see. Exports, imports. I wonder if this is the partners we're currently trading with. I don't think we're trading with anybody at the moment in time. This is value. I do wonder what that is. There, coal. Right, okay. let's see, average price, demand, production. I wish I could sort this by price, like by demand or something, but at least we can actually go like this. So we do have, yeah, we can see our production here, which is really important. So there's a large demand for coal. We don't produce much in the way of coal. We produce quite a good amount of cotton here, which is good, so that works for us. We have no demand for cotton because we produce so much of it, which is excellent. And obviously we'll be able to further augment that. And we should be able to see the price of cotton increase, perhaps. We do have crops over here. We do produce enough crops, which is good. Food is a big demand there. I'm going to need more of that. We have iron over here. Ah, I see, right. Is this who we're exporting it to? Or we're importing it from? I'm not too sure. That's what we've got. There's no exports, there's no imports here. Okay. I think we'd have to negotiate with these European powers to be able to do that. We have iron ore, we have lead. I love how you have these individual differences, like iron ore, lead, I like that. Leather, livestock, locomotives is really quite fascinating. Like, yeah, I don't imagine we produce any. That's quite complex. Machine parts are very important. Niter, provision, rice, salt, small arms, ammunition, steel, sugar, tobacco, textiles, transport ships, uniforms, weapons, wood, wool. Okay. So we predominantly need wood. We need textiles. We need steel, lots of steel. We need salt, or is it very useful there? I wonder if it actually reduces the spoilage of food, actually. That'd be quite interesting. We do have livestock there. Food, of course. And coal. So I thought our demand for coal was bad. Nah. You can see there the price there, $22.57. We have here 21 for the livestock, 25 here for the lead, 24 for the iron, 89 there for provisions. Holy moly. Okay, in depots. That's good to know about. Okay, we can see tariffs over here. We can see sales tax. We'll have to obviously get through the game then start doing things like this. And our units locked up for the time being. Well, we predominantly... So you can see our units over here then. So these are our units currently. Let's get in here. I love that you can do this. As we just currently have garrisons, like fort garrisons right now. That's all we have at this moment in time. So if I go ahead and actually go over here to, let's see, military. You can see armies, we have only these forces right now. So we have the Fort Morgan garrison, the Fort Gaines garrison, Brook, Clinch, Brancas, Pulaski, McAllister, St. Philip. Yeah, you get the picture. We have just essentially garrisons right now, as you can see there. We actually saw it then just then. Let's see. If I click on you. Oh, there we go. So you can see the order of battle here. So that's support. Men fielded. So this is from the actual individual states. You can see that we don't have much of the way of forces. Like the total amount of men that we have right now, it appears to be 1,249, essentially from all the garrisons right now. We have our volunteers. We have 7,389 volunteers right now. Well, this is it. The war hasn't actually yet begun, which is quite interesting. I like his deserters over here. Men fielded, support, casualties, volunteers, drafts. Okay. That's intriguing. Fleets. We do have these ships. We have... Yeah, I like these ships. We do have a steamer over here. Let's see. Current speed, then guns. That's a lot of detail there. Now, actually, let's see. Was that about river? Yes, seas and rivers. Very useful there. Okay. So we do have a number of ships there, which is interesting. We can work with that. We do have our officers over here. So we do have Brigadier General, Colonel, Lieutenant Colonel, Major, etc. So we don't actually have an army yet. If I go over here, let's see. Military. Well, this could be... Right, let's see. I think it's in here, actually. The scenario starts before hostilities open. The United States is in turmoil. Abraham Lincoln has been elected president, etc. Some US garrisons have not abandoned their posts or surrendered in the seceded states. A confrontation is inevitable. So far, the governments have not made the militia call to mobilize and form their provisional armies as a preparation for war. Prior to the militia call, both sides can muster state militias. However, these small units cannot be moved yet. They will serve as the seeds of the provisional army when the government decides to act. Only the United States has an active Navy fleet, the Home Squadron. Both sides can begin the construction of new ships. but the forming of new fleets and naval operations will only become available after hostilities begin. The militia call can be activated as an act in the policies panel. The militia call will be seen as a hostile act by the other nation and will escalate the situation. While the CSA militia call will not stir up a war, it will greatly increase the support for the war in the North. If the President of the United States makes his militia call, depending on the level of support, further slave states may secede, triggering the war. Thus, if the US is the first to call its militias, it is seen as a declaration of war by the slave states, and the support for the Union will be dramatically reduced. With the militia call, the number of volunteers will increase considerably, allowing further recruitment and larger unit sizes. When the war erupts, restrictions in the use of military are removed, and both sides can move their armies, form new fleets, and begin military operations. I love that. I genuinely do love how that works. That's so fascinating, actually. I love the fact that we are not yet at war and we have options here. It really gives us quite a few things to work with. Well, I'm pretty happy with that. Essentially, what we're trying to do here is make the Union blink first. That's what we're going to do.